So I do a fair bit of running, and one of my favourite places to run is down the Grand Union Canal, which is where I am now. But it does also like allow you to take in all the history around Leicester, because that's what the canals were built for, is to like bring industry in to the city, so taking product in and out like 200 years ago. So it does get quite interesting, just past a really interesting bridge back there, because the Great Central Way sort of runs parallel with it a lot of the time as well. So I'm going to show you a few bits on my run this morning that you hopefully you'll find interesting, and then some bits maybe aren't as nice, but that's the world we live in now, isn't it? That some bits do drop into disrepair and others are upgraded and made to be part of the landscape and the scenery. So like this bit's really nice. We're at the back of Aylestone now, and yeah, this has been done really for sort of leisure and pedestrians in mind. No boats around at the minute, but I'm going to show you some houses here that back onto the canal, which is where I really want to live, because it must just be really nice in the summer. Yeah, so these are starting to come into their own now. Hopefully better weather over the next few weeks. But look at that. How nice would that be? And I sometimes see a few boats and that along here. I don't know if they have mooring rights. But yeah, there's a good few of them. They do get a pretty penny because of where they're situated. But yeah, one of those will do me in retirement, definitely. Look at that one. That's been done so nice. Absolutely beautiful. Hats off to you, whoever owns that. So we're now coming up to a bit that has been redeveloped. So it didn't used to be really that nice just around this part where I am now. Got St Andrew's Football Club just over here, but it's getting loads better. I'll show you some of the development that's happened. Quite a nice contrast, the old and the new. So you've got these nice new apartments that have gone up, but then the old traditional bridge, number 107 Parsons Bridge, that one. And then as you go through, these are really quite new, and these look out onto the front of their houses, onto the I'm calling it the canal. It's actually the river, this bit. The Grand Union Canal joins up to the River Soar and carries on round. But yeah, I quite like these. I could get on board with this. Not as expensive as the ones back there that back onto the river, but still really peaceful, nice outlook. Aylestone Meadows Park just in here, and round this corner there was a boat that had sunk. I wonder if it's still there. Yeah, the boat's still here, and it's getting deeper and deeper every time I pass by. It's been here a few months though now, like close to 6 months I would have thought. Really sad. Looks like it's set on fire. I'll show you now. Yeah, so that's been like that for yeah, well over 6 months. It was like raised up a bit, and there was a little, see these two bits of wood that are sticking out the water. Just about to see them. There was like a little bridge to the boat, so I don't know if someone was trying to get stuff off it still. But yeah, it's quite sad, isn't it? That would have been someone's pride and joy at some point. But there we go, things change. Right, let's carry on. We will pass a couple of locks on this little trip. We're coming up to the first one now, just here. Again, we're just near Aylestone Meadows, because as well as a runner and an estate agent, I'm also what is known as a gongoozler, which is someone who has a bit of a fascination with the canal network and canal boats and stuff like that. So I do quite like a good lock. So yeah, this one's just going to take you down, I don't know, probably about 10 foot maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, so there's the level on that side. Yeah, I bet it's close to 10 foot. Drop down and then through that bridge. And then these bollards here, they're just used for boats to tie off before they actually go through the lock, if there's a bit of a queue. And then we've got like a path up there that takes off into the woods that way. But I'm going to go back this way and stay on the path I was on. Divides into two here, so you've got that, the left-hand side, I'll show you. The left-hand side goes off into the park, but you can stay on this one here and go down and under another one of those old bridges similar to the one that we've seen a few minutes ago. But we're starting to get a bit closer to the city now, and the first real landmark that we'll see is the King Power Stadium. More sort of changing scenes, so some newer property there, and then some old Victorian terraces, look. This is right at the back end of Aylestone, getting close to the old British gas buildings. I wasn't going to do any more filming until we got to the King Power, but I think this is quite interesting, just like the industrial history of these parts is amazing. Oh, hello. Nesting, I think. Yeah, and it's just like how it's changed over the last 200 years, but then still keeping its same form in terms of the river here, and a lot of these factories would have still been factories, I expect, but just looking a little bit different. But yeah, the King Power's sort of just round this dogleg now. Loads of little cut-offs into the Aylestone Meadows and the wooded areas. It's just really quiet. I've passed a couple of runners, but that's it. Really nice. I don't know what this is. I think it's a gas line, but I'm not sure. If anyone can help me out with what it is that will be crossing the river like this. What a clever piece of engineering. So yeah, that's just again, I'll pass under it loads and never really think about it. I don't know, it might be a bit big for a gas line. Help me out, please, people. Help me out. In the summer, this gets absolutely clogged up and doesn't flow. But it looks pretty cool when it's like this. Just an overflow from the river there. Just going to interrupt this video really quickly to say thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you find this interesting. If you're in Leicester, even better. I'm an estate agent, cover all of Leicester. If you need any help, give me a shout. Just message me on here. That's wicked. I'm out of breath. I've just run up to the Mott, is it? And you'll see this in another video about old historical Leicester right in the centre. Thanks again, everyone. Can always tell when we're getting closer to the city because we start to get the old graffiti. Very talented. So yeah, this is then the back of some more factory outlets, and we're up to another lock here, so we're obviously going downhill a bit further. Never been down there, don't think I ever want to. There is a bridge, but it doesn't look like it's used very often. Yeah, you can actually canoe down here. There's a trail called the Soar Trail, which allows you to canoe down here. So this is St Mary's Mill lock, so I'm assuming this was St Mary's Mill. Look at that. Looks like it's in disrepair now, but I expect that this would have then used the canal network to get goods and things out. And although that is a lock tie off, there's a door here. I don't know where they would have loaded up. Maybe here, things might have changed over the years. So I always think here is where the river sort of really enters the city at this bridge. I nearly fell in there. So just through this bridge, the river widens quite a bit, takes us down towards Castle Gardens and the actual sort of centre of the city. Narber Road is literally just there. So there's loads of terraced houses. It just doesn't feel like that because they're a bit away from the river. But you'll see, oh, echo. You'll see in a sec what I mean in terms of it's starting to be a bit more built up. Because there is the King Power Stadium. Dreadful result for Leicester last night away at Plymouth. Can't seem to buy a win at the minute, a decent one. It might be tough to see, but through there as well, the white stanchions, that's the Tigers. So you've got the football ground and the rugby ground really close by. Modern hotel, student accommodation there in that big tall building. More student accommodation to its immediate right. and where the power lines all are, just behind there, that's where Filbert Street was, the old Leicester ground. So yeah, like loads under that bridge, and it's like boom, it all starts happening. All these properties here been developed 15 years, maybe a little bit less in some cases, and they've built these ones a bit more recently, but yeah, still it's been going up for quite a while, and they are bang opposite the King Power, just there. So when they score on match days, I bet it's quite loud in those flats, because I can hear them down near where I live, and it's a good sort of couple of miles away. So yeah, we're coming sort of towards the main city centre itself now, and I'll probably finish there, just about to go past another lock. So we're really into the heart of Leicester now, or very, very close. That's that student accommodation that you've seen a few minutes ago. Bit of rubbish, bit of an old bag left there. So down here, next to the river, at night time it can be a little bit not disturbing, just have to have your wits about you a little bit. Quite a lot of drinking, had a bit of drugs down here as well at night, but generally speaking during the day absolutely fine. And to be fair, even at night when I've been down here, I've never had any issues. It's just a little bit disconcerting, shall we say. So that's an old bridge, or an older bridge, just behind me. That's obviously a newer one to take the traffic over the river just here close to the city centre. Traffic can get quite bad around here. It snarls up a bit because it's not very easy to get across a lot of the time. But pretty, like really, really nice still down here, this part, apart from the litter. Loads of litter. So, but yeah, if you look, well, all the trees are starting to come out and bloom now with it being spring. I think the amount of rain we've had has probably helped. It's not helped my running career or getting out and about or taking photos of houses in my day job as an estate agent, but it certainly does help plants and things like that. So yeah, all good, nearly there. I'll probably go to Castle Gardens, show you around there, the real historical part of Leicester, and we'll finish up. So this is the footbridge over the river into Castle Gardens. Not all that old, don't know how long it's been here exactly, but gets you into a really nice part of the city, which I'll show you now. I've not seen any boats so far, and now there's 3. So these are secure moorings. They're gated, so they're really safe for boaters. So we've got like a little cruiser there and 2 smallish narrow boats as well. But this is Castle Gardens. Very unappreciated, I think, or underappreciated I should say. So this is where Leicester was originally formed, but really pretty, really picturesque. But that is a video in itself. Thanks again for watching my channel Leicester Living. Really appreciate it. If you did like it, as I mentioned earlier, hit subscribe. That would be great. Helps me out no end. I'm an estate agent, so I'm not a YouTuber, but I just like to get my information out to as many people as possible. If you're in Leicester, great. If not, no problem. Jump on board, enjoy the ride, and I'll hopefully show you some more interesting bits and bobs, mainly around Leicester. But I'm sure I'll get out and about. So if I'm in a town near you, give me a shout, give me a heads up. That'd be great. Have a good one.